If God did not intervene when black women were being raped, if God did not intervene when Africans were being snatched from Africa, if God did not intervene when white male slave owners were practicing pedophilia on black children in slavery, if God didn't intervene when black men and women were being hung and babies cut out of our sisters' stomach, if God didn't intervene when the penises were castrated and the toes cut off and the slave master's name branded in your flesh, if God didn't intervene then, guess what? Why in the hell would God intervene now when those very same people have a $1 trillion economy that they don't want to put to use to benefit their children? If God didn't intervene in slavery, God damn sure ain't going to intervene in the 21st century Holocaust. You on your own, and you will not get any divine assistance until you begin to give yourself your own assistance, because God only helps those who helps themselves. We went through 2.5 centuries of that slavery. We've been going through 4 centuries of white supremacy. God ain't coming. I'm saying this to say we have to stop relying on supreme divine intervention to solve our problems when we have the ability to solve those problems ourselves. Let me say it again. We have to stop relying on supreme divine intervention to solve our problems when we have the ability to solve them ourselves. Can I give you some examples? Let's take the school system. God, please fix the schools. Make the schools better for our children. God is not going to answer that, because the science of prayer dictates. The science of prayer dictates God only intervenes and supplies you when you don't have the resources to supply yourself. So because black people have the resources to build your own schools for your own children, God is not going to fix the schools because you have the ability to fix them yourselves. You only pray for that which is beyond your power to do. Harriet Tubman prayed, but she only prayed for things that were beyond her power to do. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman knew that it was within her ability to help rescue Africans, so she did not pray for Africans to be rescued. She did it herself. But what she did pray for was for God to give her protection while she was saving black folks, because she could not protect herself while she was on the Underground Railroad. Frederick Douglass didn't pray for freedom. What did he say? He said, I prayed for 20 years. Frederick Douglass, who we remember yesterday, his Earth Day yesterday, said, I prayed for 20 years, but God didn't answer me. These are the words of Frederick Douglass. I prayed for 20 years, but God did not answer me until I start praying with my what? Until I start praying with my what? Frederick said, God didn't answer me until I started praying with my feet. With my feet. Facts. Frederick said, I prayed for 20 years on my knees, but God did not help me until I got up off my knees and started praying with my feet. Facts. So God ain't coming to help black folks. Jesus ain't coming. Nobody's coming for you, because you only get divine help when you help yourself. That's lesson number 1. We still ain't learned it. Y'all in church every Sunday, Lord, Lord, stop our kids from killing each other. Lord, stop our kids from killing each other. Lord, but why are our kids killing each other? You know why? They're angry and they're mad and they're pissed off because they broke. They ain't got no job. They've been miseducated. They go in and out of jail. And the same Negro praying to God to stop black men from killing each other is driving an $80,000 car, $400 pocketbook, $100 Timberlands, $150,000 mortgage, nails done, haircut every week, eating out at white restaurants every weekend, millions of dollars on Christmas gifts, 600 million on McDonald's every year, 2 billion on Air Jordan every year, 4 billion on alcohol and malt liquor every year, 9 billion on weave and perm, and you got the nerve to go to church and ask God to stop the black boys from killing each other. God ain't the reason they killing each other. You the reason they killing each other. Stop praying for things you can repair and fix yourself. Facts.
All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakako Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation, brother. Hopefully, like pushing His word in truth and sincerity. All right, this video here is Dr. Umar Johnson is double-minded. All right. So he says on here, as you can see on the screen, it says God is not coming to save black people. But first of all, we're not black, because if you look on the left side or the right side of the screen, that's the color black, and I've never met a black person in my entire life. All right. He also subscribes to Pan-Africanism, or he believes in being African. All right, so I guess his bloodline goes back to Leo Scipio Africanus. According to him, he didn't say that, but he is African. That's what he subscribes to. All right, which is false. All right. So, reason why I say that he's double-minded is because you see in the opening clip, he says that there's no supreme or divine being that will come and save, quote unquote, black people, or really Jakes. But he goes on to talk about faith, really faith. Basically making moves for yourself in order for your divine being to help you. All right, this is why I say that he's double-minded. He has no clue. He spills so much vomit, but many people will subscribe to him due to him being a great orator and through his excellency of speech. And, also his accolades, through degrees and all these different things and all these projects, all that carnal stuff. But he does not have the wisdom of the scriptures. So therefore, he's not going to get it. He's not going to understand. All right. Let's get James chapter 1. This is James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And therefore, this is why Dr. Umar Johnson, he is unstable. He'll tell you this, he'll tell you that. He's working to open up, he's been working to open up this school for the past decade, almost 10 years. He's been trying to open up a school for African black people, as he says. He believes that you can generational wealth, you can by owning enough businesses, running your own schools, all these different things can save you, but they can't, because once again, we are not sovereign. We do not have our own country. We do not have our own land. We do not have our own laws. We do not have our own resources. We do not have anything. We are cursed. Okay? Get that through your mind. We are cursed. The quicker you deal with it and make it through, the quicker you can get out. All right? We are cursed due to our own disobedience. So yes, all those things that happened to us during slavery and all the way up until, the civil rights, even up to now, that is due to the fault of our own. That was due to our own disobedience of the Heavenly Father. Point blank, period. That's it. And you got to take accountability for your own actions. This is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 21. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. A double-minded man will always change. A double-minded man is unstable. All right? Do not meddle with a double-minded man. Those that are given to change. All right? This is James chapter 2, verse 18. It says, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Okay, we know that. What he was talking about by stop praying on your knees and praying on your feet. We know this. The scriptures tell you that. The scriptures tell you faith without works is dead. All right, this is where you get the true wisdom from, through the scriptures. The Heavenly Father speaks to them. Okay, and if we actually learned, read, and studied these scriptures, our heritage, who we are, the law, statutes, and commandments, how to maneuver through this life, we would be well. We would be great. But because we don't know anything. Those schools that you're setting up, we would do great if we taught our children or our people the fear of the Lord. That's simple, because our people don't fear the Lord. So why do those things in slavery and the civil rights and all up to now, why did that happen to us? Well, let's go and see, what did we do for that to come upon us? Because remember, you got to take accountability for your own actions. All right. This is Exodus chapter 24, verse 3. And it says, and Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord have said will we do. So therefore, at that point, everything that the Lord asked, everything that Yahweh Shemashai asked of us, we agreed to do it right there. Okay? We entered into an agreement with him, with our power. All right, verse 4. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord and rose up early in the morning and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood and sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. So the people were there. He took the book and read it to the people. And they said, all that the Lord have said will we do, and be obedient. There. And hold on, let's get this part too. Verse 8. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words. So at that point, we entered into a blood contract, a blood legal binding covenant with our power, Yahweh Bashim. That's it. We entered into that agreement to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. Hey, if you do this, 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 and this, all these blessings will come upon you. But if you do this, but if you don't do these things, all these curses will come upon you. That was the contract that we entered into. So let's see what we did. Let's see what we said. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, unto Yahweh, most high power Yahweh, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day, that the Most High will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High, unto Yahweh. Okay? So that was the stipulation. Okay? That was the condition of the covenant, the condition of the contract. If you do the words and be obedient unto what I said, all these blessings are going to come upon you, and I will set you above all the other nations on the earth. Okay? That was the condition. But, let's go down or jump down to verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass, Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High, Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? So what did we choose? Obviously, we chose the curses because we're not above the other nations right now. We're below the other nations. We're literally last in the earth. We're on the bottom of the totem pole. This Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 16. And the Lord said, and see, he's letting them know what we're going to do. Check this out. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. So he's letting Moses know, when you die, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. So he's telling Moses right now, when you die, when you go to sleep with your fathers, the people that you brought up, that I used, you to bring out of Egypt, all these people are going to go whoring after gods and the gods of the lands. So the gods of the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites, the people of the land of Canaan, all these people were going to go worship those gods. All right. Verse 17. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them. He's going to leave you. And I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them. Were we not devoured? Did we not have many evils? Evils of bad times? Did we not have many troubles? Transatlantic slave trade, civil rights movement. Up to now, still, evils, troubles, being devoured, and shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our power is not among us? Can we not say that now? Or especially then, we coming back to our power now. He's beginning to show us his face again, but especially during that time, it was like he was non-existent. He did not hear us. It says he turned his back to us. He hid his face from us. All right, verse 18. And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods. So our people turned to the other gods, did all the idol worship, and the Lord hid his face from us. So you got to remember, he took his hedge of protection from around us. The reason why these other nations could not overtake us was because he had his hedge of protection around us. Whether we went into battle, he was with us. All right. When we came out of battle, he was protecting us. But when we went after other gods, he took that protection. And all we had to do was turn back to him and call upon his name. Okay. But this time, in this captivity over here in Babylon the Great, he not only hid his face from us, but he took his name from us. So that way we couldn't even call upon him, because he knew that when we would call upon him, he would hear us and turn back to us and have mercy upon us. But at this time, he said, you know what? I'm going to turn my face from you, and I'm going to take your name from it, so you're not even going to know me anymore. And it was all due to our own disobedience and our own idol worship. Can't blame nobody else but yourself. See, we getting into more self-accountability. Same thing with Esau. When he begins to be taken down and go down, and all the problems in the earth right now, self-accountability. This is because of you. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 8. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment. Okay? It was only but for a moment. So you're saying, what he said, God is not coming to save black people. No, he's not coming to save black people, but he is coming to save the elect of Israel. He is coming to do that. All right. Isaiah 54 and 8. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, meaning a short period of time. But with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Most High, thy Redeemer. Saith Yahweh, thy Redeemer. You see that? He's going to have mercy upon us. He's having mercy upon us right now. You know, we're experiencing a little bit of it. Because this is why. Okay. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30. I'm going to start at the top, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations with the Lord thy power, which the Most High have driven thee. So we were scattered among the nations, and we're going to remember him, and shall return unto the Most High, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Most High power will turn thy captivity. And so we're going to turn it back and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy power have scattered thee. That doesn't sound, that sounds like he's coming back to save thee. Dr. Umar Johnson, you lie. He's coming back to save the elect of Israel. He said he's going to turn the captivity and have compassion, and will return and gather thee from all the nations. See that? If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, and from thence will the Lord thy power gather thee, from thence will he fetch thee. For wherever you at, the farthest part of the earth, the farthest part, wherever you at, you are the elect of Israel, he's going to gather you. He's bringing you out. And the Most High will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. So we're going to be brought into the kingdom. Okay, the land of Israel, the land that was promised to us. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Because remember, the wages of sin is death, and by disobedience of the Heavenly Father, or breaking these laws, we brought about death. So that's how we're going to live. He's going to circumcise our heart or our mind, and the heart of our seed, so our children too. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So all these curses that we went through, they're going to go through it too. Except they're going to get double. They're going to get it double. All right. Worse than what we had. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. And the Lord thy power will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body. So you're going to have plenty children, In the fruit of thy cattle, you're going to plenty cattle. In the fruit of thy land, you're going to have much land for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in the book of the law, and if thou return unto the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul. That's what we got to look forward to. We got to look forward to these curses being put on our enemies, and us also being obedient unto him, to be set over our enemies, to being multiplied, to no longer being taken down, no longer being devoured, no longer being spoiled, no longer being slaves. This is what we have to look forward to. Okay? Now, let's put this out there too. If you look at all that we did, we should have been dead. We should not even be spared. All right? This is Ezra chapter 9 verse 13. It says, and after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds, all the idol worship, all the breaking of the laws were evil deeds, and for our great trespass, seeing that our power has punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such deliverance as this. So we deserve worse. We deserve death. We deserve to be the lowest of the lowest of the low for what we did, how we did the Most High Power, Yahweh, how we did our power. Should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity with the people of these abominations? It's question mark. No. We don't need to go back amongst the heathens. We don't need to break these commandments anymore. We don't need to join unto them. Wouldst not thou be angry with us till thou hast consumed us, so that there should be no remnant nor escaping? See, that's what we deserved. We deserve to be consumed. We deserve to not even have a remnant. We deserve to not even escape. But through his mercy, he punished us less than what our iniquities deserve. All right. So take accountability for your actions. All right. Our power is coming back to save the elect of Israel. All right. So we will continue to have faith. We will continue to trust in the supreme divine being, as he called it. But that is why the Most High did not intervene during slavery, because he turned his face from us. He hid himself from us. But it was for a little moment. Okay? For a little while. Alright? So I hope you edified on that. Shalom.